Hello, guys. I know this is the moment you all have been waiting for, when Liverpool would lose woefully and receive, I would make a reaction video. Anyways, it's what I signed up for, and it's why you guys actually watch me every now and then. So thank you so much for switching on for today's episode of my Liverpool games reaction. We were beaten 7-2. Were we beaten? No, we were dismantled 7-2 at Villa Park. It was not the best of performances. It was not the most gracious performances expected of defending champions. And I'm actually looking for the right words right now because my phone was literally buzzing a couple of hours ago, and I don't know how many times I've tried to make this video, and I've not been able to get the right words because of how devastated I am by that loss. I'm even wearing black to mourn the loss. Anyways, thank you so much for switching on for today's episode. You guys hear much about it in my reaction. I really hope I have the right words for you guys. Just before the game, we heard that Alisson got injured. Yes, shoulder injury, and is going to be out for a couple of weeks, at least 4 weeks to 6 weeks, and that's a very huge blow. But we are supposed to be playing Aston Villa. Of course, they have 100% record to keep intact, and of course we're also pursuing our 100% record start to the season in the Premier League as well. Yeah, so it wasn't supposed to be a problem. Of course, we have Andre, even if he knocked us out all by himself in the Champions League last season against Atletico Madrid. We'd expect that he showed improvement during the course of this campaign. But I wish we had a better goalkeeper, because just 3 minutes into the game, Andre gave the opposition a go, and they never stopped from then on, from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7th heaven for Aston Villa. Don't take away Aston Villa's performances, but I think Liverpool players were terrible. That's the most terrible style of play, or the type of game I have seen in a very long while. Do you understand? I'm going to start with Andra. We started with our regular 4-3-3 formation with only Alisson, Mane, and Henderson missing from our starting 11. Henderson was only fit for the bench. Mane, of course, missed through COVID-19, and were all sorts. Andran, terrible. As if it was not enough for him to knock us out of Champions League all by himself last season. This time around, I don't know. I think we should have just sold him while his stock was still high. But in the summer, I kept Karius as our number 2. Trust me, Karius is not this worse. For those of you that used to say, I understand that Andran is our best backup keeper in a very long time. But man, I don't think, if there's a way we'll sign a player before the deadline transfer window, I think we should just do that almost immediately, because we cannot get anywhere with Karius. I'm sorry, with Andran, to be honest. Karius, of course, we've loaned him out again. I think it's time we gave Keller a chance. Yes, we'll hide under the fact that he's a rookie goalkeeper, and who knows what might happen. That's how Buffon got his shirt. That's how Casillas got his shirt. The best keepers actually got their shirt through injury to the main keeper. So hopefully we'll get to give Keller a chance. I don't see club leader anytime soon. I go to TAA. I think I have been supporting you for a very long time now. I gave all sort of excuses since the beginning of the season that you missed pre-season, but we have played 4 games already, and you are still playing shit. The best of players in the world, are known to be consistent with their performances. You cannot say you're the best right back in the world if you cannot give at least an 8/10 every game. Even when your team loses, you know that this guy stood out or something. But it was a very terrible performance. And your first point of duty is to defend. We understand your attacking prowess and all of that, but TAA was nowhere to be found, and it was terrible during the course of the match. It was nothing to write home about. Joe Gomez, I'm your biggest fan, and you're a title-winning defender, for heaven's sake, and all of a sudden you cannot seem to get your shits together. He's supposedly the best defender in England, or for England. Yeah, he's better than Maguire in my opinion, and all of a sudden he cannot exude that confidence in himself to actually impose himself in a game, keeping dirty offside traps that are not working. Joe Gomez was a terrible performance. Van Dijk, I think, was terrible. Yeah, he's becoming too complacent. A lot of people have been saying it. I've been blind to say it because of his magnificent style of play since we signed him. But I think that he's getting too complacent. He's getting too comfortable in his role, and I think that he should better work on it. Because Van Dijk, I don't understand. You're a defender, slide and get the ball away or something. You know, how on earth would you let that ball? You know, why are you running from the ball? And at the end of the ball hits you and it bounces into the net. I mean, it was a very, very terrible performance from him. Robertson is the only one I think that would actually leave the pitch with his head a little high. A little, I mean, because all of them, trust me, I hope they all return all of their wages, you know, their weak wages back to the club, because that was a very, very terrible performance. They should not be paid on that account, in my opinion. I mean, I'm paying for DSTV subscription. I mean, you get DSTV pays for TV right from wherever they're getting it, and you know the money gets to the club one way or the other. So I think I have a right to say that to a considerable extent, because it was a very terrible performance from them all around. Now the midfield trial, Fabinho, I mean, the midfield was non-existent. Aston Villa players were all over. Barkley, I mean, Chelsea reject all of a sudden, shining against us, scoring screamers, even if with a bit of luck of deflection, but the intention was still there. You make that Grealish look spectacular, like a whiz-kid. I mean, Watkins scoring us hat-trick. The last person to score us hat-trick was Berbatov. You understand the class of player he was during his days, and of course the club he was playing for, Manchester United, but not Watkins, someone that came from Championship to score Liverpool hat-trick, you know, at half time. It's really nothing to write home about. And that takes me to Keita, we spent 50 million pounds. We had to wait for you for a whole season before you could come. You came injuries. Oh, yeah, he's going to unleash blah 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 blah. What are you doing? If you guys cannot play and run over Aston Villa, I don't know who we can run over, because it was a very terrible performance. I know there are bad days, but this was a very, very terrible black day. It was definitely a black Sunday for Liverpool. 7-2. Can you imagine? Firmino, he's been off for 18 months now or so. I mean, what exactly is wrong with you? Unselfishness is costing you a whole lot. Fucking shoot the ball. Sorry about the F word. What exactly is wrong with you? We keep saying, oh, it's a connection between the midfield and the attack. But, I mean, when you have a chance, score. Our style of play, yes, we play a highline type of play with our defense up high on the pitch. But at the end of the day, maybe we need to concentrate and actually play well. We have good players. We can always play on the counter and win, and not play highline. The highline is too much. Playing highline at set pieces. Just look at the Watkins third goal. Yeah. How can you play 30 yards from goal? It doesn't make any sense. Club should better do something. Salah is the only person that will leave that pitch with his head a little bit up, because he got us 2 goals out of nothing, 2 out of 7, maybe 5 goals. I was even hoping for a comeback. I mean, if there's any club that will steal a comeback, it will be Liverpool. But what do I get? Diogo Jota running around and like what I don't know. If it's going to be having such games in Liverpool, Chelsea, I beg, please. I don't like to shout at my players, but please let him get his shit together. Focus and do what you have to do. Don't waste so much time. Don't stop dressing the ball. Play and shoot the ball at the back of the net. I mean, our style of play needs to change, to be honest. We cannot keep playing highline defense. Leeds scored 3 against us. Aston Villa scored 7 against us. That's 10 goals from two average teams. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And now we are facing Everton. Yeah? Even if I know that Everton psychologically lose the game before us already, before they play us. But this time around, Ancelotti has got it. I mean, when I get to that place, I'll talk about Everton. Yeah, but I mean, we need to watch. We have considered so many goals already this season. In 4 games, we have considered 11 goals. It doesn't make any sense. It was a very terrible performance. I'm not going to choose any man of the match. I'll just give kudos to Salah for scoring 2 goals. And of course, we miss Sadio Mane dearly. I mean, I keep saying that. I don't like to point out the player, but Sadio Mane is probably our most important player. I keep saying that a lot. Everybody says Salah, everybody says Van Dijk, but he showed a whole lot. Mane could not have been on that pitch and would have considered 7 goals. I can bet it anywhere. My phone, everybody were now making a mockery of me. Yes, I laughed at Manchester United. Is this how people, Arsenal fans feel? Chelsea fans, Man City. I mean, Arsenal was beaten 8-2 a couple of years ago. I didn't know this was how they felt. Man U were beaten by Man City a couple of years ago, 6-1. They were beaten by Tottenham. I didn't know this is how they felt. Chelsea 6-0 by Man City. I didn't know this how they felt. Even Leicester this season against Man City 5-2. I didn't know this how they felt. Oh, 7-2. We had to be the leader of the pack. 7-2 in recent victories. It was terrible to Aston Villa. I mean, look at the caliber of clubs I said beat these guys. I mentioned Man U beating Arsenal 8-2. Mentioned Man City beating Man U 6-1. Mentioned Tottenham beating Man U 6-1. Man City beating Chelsea 6-0. Liverpool losing to Villa 7-2. Those guys are better return their wages. I mean, and Andrea now came on Twitter to say rubbish at the end of the day. Anyways, that's that about that. Nobody, I'm not choosing anybody from Man. The club had better get them back to training and fix our shit and know what we are doing. Or probably sign a new keeper before the deadline transfer window. I'm sorry, guys. So for my prediction, yeah, I was so silly to have mentioned that we're going to win 3-0, to be honest. I mean, I would never expect us to lose such a game. Even Ojo Johnson, I remember telling him in the season, he was warning me that Martinez is the one there, blah, blah, blah. He would probably be laughing at me right now. He was trying to call me a couple of minutes ago, and I declined his call. I mean, he was obviously making jest of me. I was terrible at that. So we are going to be facing Everton after the international break. I mean, we're having an international break after 7-2 bashing. The trolling cannot stop until after 2 weeks, and that's terrible. I mean, that hurts most. Yeah, assuming there was going to be another game next week, then we'll just cover it up immediately. But I mean, this is going to last for a while, and it's terrible. Hopefully, we'll beat Everton, because psychologically, before they play us, we've won them already. But with this Ancelotti guy, Cavallowing on form, James Rodriguez, these guys are on fire. But we'll give them a ride for their money. We love to score Pickford, of course. So for that game, I think we're going to win 2-1. If all of these guys can get their shit together. Mane will be back for that game, and Thiago will be back as well, but Alisson will still be out. So we'll see if Klopp will sign a new defender, a new goalkeeper or not. Or maybe we'll even get a new defender, because Fabio playing at centre back, I'm not still convinced anyway. But let's see how it goes. I think we'll win 2-1, and we'll get a Mane goal. Yes, Mane goal. Yes, Mane goal. I'm very, very optimistic about a Mane goal. Let's see how it goes. You guys, I know this. I'm not sure you enjoy this part of me, but it's all part of the game. Yeah. We win, we lose, we draw together. That's why we are Liverpool. You never work alone. Don't forget, guys. Subscribe, turn on your notification. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. No, this is 09. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Fit Bloodline. I'll see you guys after the Everton game. Good night, guys.